Okay, good evening, everyone. It is 5:30. We do have a quorum, but I know that we're going to have the inspirational message, and I do want to at least give 1 minute, so that way we can have the rest of the board members come up front. Okay, we do see the board here. So good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We're going to go ahead and do the adoption of the agenda. I know Dr. Marsden had an item.
Well, let me move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Dr. Marsden?
Yeah, thank you. Staff had inadvertently omitted adoption of the 2019-2020 Local Control Accountability Plan. Federal addendum would be adding that item for your consideration under action item 9.26, and it reads as follows: a public hearing for the proposed 2019-20 federal addendum reflecting stakeholder input was held at the board meeting on June 24th, 2019. It's recommended that the following resolution be adopted. Be it resolved that the Board of Education adopts the proposed 2019-20 federal addendum. So that's how the language reads for new item 9.26.
9.26.
Any further discussion?
It only goes up
Hearing
to
none, let's go ahead and call for the
9.8.
vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. We will go to 1.4, inspirational message by our Vice President, Ms. Oh, we didn't do the pledge? I skipped over it. 1.2, Pledge of Allegiance. Who can we have do the pledge? Ms. Rogers, if you can do the honors.
Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go to 1.4, inspirational message by our Vice President, Gwendolyn Rogers.
Thank you. So I found an article, and had I had my way, as I look over at Linda, we would have probably had a different type of inspiration, but I'll get it in one way or the other. But I wanted to read this. This is an article that I happened on, and I think it was pretty inspirational. And it says, with a mix of determination and support, former Denver Public School custodian Michael Atkins worked his way up from janitor to his new role as principal. Part of this success can be attributed to how he approached his first full-time job cleaning schools. I took pride in the bathrooms I cleaned. I took pride in the rooms that I vacuumed, Atkins said. Atkins credits his transition from cleaning the hallways to teaching to his second grade teacher whom he ran into on the job. The teacher had built a special relationship with him at age 7, helped him get a job in a classroom as a paraprofessional teacher. There he applied the same pride he took in his work as a custodian to his new role, so much so that he continued to climb the ranks, going from custodian to teacher, the assistant principal, and now the new principal of Stedman Elementary School, a school he grew up around as a lad. Atkins told KUSA that as a child he recognized that black students were treated differently. Just the different interactions that I had with the teachers, I had the social intelligence at the time to understand there were differences, Atkins said. He has made corrections by correcting the racial disparities he experienced as a kid. This is why. He said, my why is, so what I want for my brown students, my black students, or my white students is to experience diversity at a high level, he said. With the firsthand experience Atkins acquired growing up to his unique perspective as a custodian, he perfectly positioned himself to help them do just that. Congratulations, Mr. Atkins.
That is really nice. Thank you for sharing that. And we did see that posted throughout the social media piece, but it is important that we recognize those type of leadership roles that they take on and the experience that they have. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go ahead and from there, make sure I'm not missing any items. 2.1, closed session, public comments. Do we have any comment cards for regarding closed session items?
Yes, Madam President, we do. We actually have a number of them on closed session item 2.1. And for the public's reference, that would be under Talion San Bernardino Academy petition. And we have the following guests tonight: Veronica Vega, Edith Sanchez, Yvette Cruz, Sharon Barnes, Kevin Davis, Benoni Pentoya, Ava Helt, Kevin Foti. And if you could please kindly organize yourselves to speak, the board welcomes your comments. Good evening.
Good evening, President Medina, Board, Cabinet, Dr. Marsden.
Good evening.
Thank you for this opportunity to come before you to discuss the findings that were delivered to us by email last Friday. I know you have, I have limited time, so I'm going to speak quickly. If you have questions, just please stop me. The first issue, finding, is that there was a concern with the projected enrollment of our middle school program. I can explain that with 2 specific reasons. First of all, our model, we are geared towards reaching to students who need credit recovery or at Promise Youth, who are behind and need to come in and pick up their credits in order to either go back to their home district school or graduate with us. That generally does not appeal to middle school students. And also, we opened our middle school program as a need for our parents, because many of our parents who bring their high school students to us don't want to drive to 2 or 3 schools. So they want to put all of their children into one school, and oftentimes that is for middle school students. That is the key function of our middle school program, and that is why our projections are lower, because we are predominantly working with the high school students. We're not opposed to growing that number. We'll take anyone that comes to us, but it is basically a functionary program. It's an excellent program, but it's not a program that actually has a lot of students that need that credit recovery at this point. Second issue is that there was some concern about the $650,000 loan to get the school started, and it was suggested this is evidence that we could not successfully implement our program. The reason why we have that loan in our budget is that should we be approved tonight, we would not receive our charter number or our CDS code until September, and then of course the first apportionment month is December, so there would be that startup need. We are looking into other funding, including the PCSGP Startup Fund for charter schools. But like many charter schools that are approved at this point in the year, this is where we find ourselves when we start the beginning of the year. We did put into the document a startup loan from Learning Matters for 10%. That is a placement holder. We are not insistent upon taking the loan from Learning Matters. We just know that other companies can charge 15 to 30%, and 10% did seem reasonable, but we are very open to taking that loan elsewhere. In addition, the governance structure, there is a concern with the relationship between Talion Academy and Learning Matters. We have a new board. Some of them you may know, Dr. Sharon Barnes, who works within the community, also Dr. Scott Thayer, who is from San Bernardino Valley College. Kenneth White, who owns Sterling Enterprises, also works within the community, and then also Miguel Mendoza, who is a graduate of Talion Academy, who was working for the former mayor last year. They are all vested in our community. They are an independent board. They voted on a vendor agreement with Learning Matters. They are only a vendor. Our board has the right to vote out any vendor that they choose not to work with. They have the right to remove me from my position, should they choose to do that, if they find that I'm not meeting standards. Learning Matters is only a vendor. And I did submit the vendor agreement that the board did vote on. In addition to that, the new board did vote to secure the services of Young Mini and Core as our legal representation for myself and the board, so that if we do have any complications, we do have our own legal representation. And I believe, and then the final issue. There was a concern in the minutes of one of our Talion High Desert Academy board meetings that language was used, TSBA, by me, and I just wanted to clear that up. Before we closed the Resource Center, we were one school, Talion Academy, but when we do our board meetings, often they're over the phone, and when we give our principal reports, we would generally say Talion San Bernardino, Talion High Desert, and it has just become a habit because that's the way we report to the board members so they know who's speaking. But we have been operating as a virtual program under the charter for Adelanto. We did not work as TSBA without approval from the board. We were online program, meaning a virtual program. And I believe that covers the major findings.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce to you we have a couple of students who would like to speak with you, as well as a parent.
Good evening, President Medina and fellow board members. My name is Edith Sanchez, and I stand before you once again in hopes that you can truly see the impact that Talion Academy is making in our community. I'm a first-time parent who was credit deficient and unable to focus in the large classroom setting. I was also always constantly getting into fights. The traditional public school was just not for me. I have tried several programs before Talion Academy, and I was sure that I would never graduate high school. I was unable to find a program that would meet my needs or that was willing to oversee the troubled past. But I am proud to let everyone in this room know that I graduated this past Thursday from Talion Academy, and even had the honor of being one of the student speakers at the ceremony.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was an experience that I may have never have gotten if Talion did not have their doors open for students like me. Talion Academy was the last opportunity that I needed. The program was more difficult than the previous program, but I was still able to complete it. The opportunity to have a flexible schedule was a huge help. It made my pregnancy easier. I would never have been able to finish in traditional setting because I had no one to help me take care of my baby during school hours, or would have been able to stay on top of my work during the scheduled times. It's tough having to be a single mother and still have to make ends meet. but today I would like to acknowledge that thanks to Talion Academy, I began the necessary steps for my WIOA, a funded career institute program, and met with the representative today to finalize my post-high school education plans. If I am accepted into the Career Institute, I will be pursuing the medical track and receiving the skills that I need to be a productive part of our community. Talion not only helped me receive my high school education, it also helping me transition into my career goals after graduation. The commitment that the staff and teachers have to their students is real. I am very passionate about this program, about seeing this program continue to help students who have given up because of their barriers, students who have been lost in the education system, and students who feel they will not amount to anything. Because I was once one of those students, on graduation day, I was able to see similar faces like myself celebrate an accomplishment that they thought was unreal. It was real because of Talion Academy. Please approve their petition and give students a chance to find a fit for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, President Medina and fellow board members. My name is Yvette Cruz, and I'm a recent graduate from Talion Academy. I was the first in my family to cross the stage on June 13th to receive my high school diploma. It's a very rewarding feeling to be able to make my parents proud and show them all their efforts in finding a school has paid off. I'm originally from San Diego, and when my family moved to San Bernardino, we were looking for a school that would provide me the foundation and support I needed to finish my schooling. Before arriving to Talion, I was hanging out with the wrong crowd and getting into trouble. I was missing credits, and I was close to dropping out because I was having a real hard time focusing in school. I was going to end up being a high school dropout like the rest of my siblings because they could not find an opportunity to get back on track. Because of Talion's program, I want everyone to understand that the traditional setting is sometimes not for everyone, and the community needs alternative education to help those who really cannot thrive with so much going on. The program's flexibility has allowed me to complete my work with no distractions and the support I need. To remain motivated, I face the same issues I did before. Additionally, I would like to highlight that I also had a tough time in school because I lived across the city from my school. Transportation was always an issue, and I often had to miss school because we often had car issues or something, or sometimes we did not have enough money for the bus. This program is very important because it has allowed me to work on my own time and continue being a student and not drop out. Even at my age, I faced real issues that could keep me from graduating, but this program is the opportunity I needed. The program's flexibility has allowed me to work at my own pace and recover the credits I needed. I would like the board to know that if they vote to approve Talion's charter petition, they would really be helping students who need a second chance at education. All the students in education are different, and we all need programs that make a difference in our own lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes, Presidente Medina y mesa directiva.
Good evening.
Mi nombre es Verónica Vega
Good evening. My name is Veronica Vega,
y soy uno de los padres en apoyo al programa de Talion.
and I'm one of the parents that is in support of the program from Talion.
Quiero hablar sobre mi experiencia con mis hijos en esta academia.
I want to talk to you about the experience that I have with my children in this academy.
Los beneficios han sido bastante buenos.
There have been really good benefits to it.
Mis hijos han tenido más enfoque en sus estudios,
My children have been able to focus more in their studies
más seguridad,
and be more secure.
y he visto cómo los maestros ponen atención a cada estudiante, ya que al ser un programa más pequeño, a diferencia de otras escuelas, los estudiantes pueden tener más atención con los alumnos.
And have been able to see how the teachers are able to pay more attention to my children because it is a smaller group and it's different than in traditional schools.
El programa de estudios independientes, aunque estuvo ausente este año, y notamos mucho la diferencia, Muchos preferimos el programa independiente, nos mantuvimos con el programa en línea.
Even though that we prefer the independent studies, and it was not available this year, we were able to do the online program, and the students benefited from it.
Pero los estudiantes necesitan el contacto cara a cara que los estudios independientes ofrecen.
But the students need the face-to-face contact with their teachers that they need. Yes,
Tengo 2 sobrinos y mi hija que se graduaron de Tylon.
I have 2 nephews and my daughter who have graduated from Talion,
Y les puedo asegurar que es una academia muy excelente para nuestros hijos.
and I could assure you that it is an excellent academy for our children.
Yo pienso que en nuestra comunidad tenemos mucha necesidad de tener opciones como Tylon.
I believe that in our community we have the need to have different options such as Talion.
Y estoy hablando por muchos padres y de estudiantes que estamos con las mismas
And I am
necesidades.
speaking on behalf of many parents that have students with the same needs.
Y por eso hoy estamos presentes haciendo una petición a ustedes
And that's why we are here today to ask for this petition,
para que Tylon siga abierta y pueda continuar ofreciendo sus servicios académicos.
so that Talion could maintain its doors open and could keep offering the services, the academic services.
Ya que gracias a estas academias, nuestros hijos han tenido la oportunidad de que sus estudios sean personalizados
It is because of academies like this that our students have had the opportunity to have personalized studies
y sean enfocados en la meta a final, que es graduarse.
and to be focused on the final goal, which is to graduate.
Este programa ha permitido a los estudiantes que se enfoquen en otras metas académicas
This program has allowed the students to be able to focus on other academic goals
y de desarrollar sus responsabilidades.
and develop their responsibilities.
En Tylon, mis hijos han tenido la capacidad de escuchar y de ser escuchados.
At Talion, my children have had the ability to be heard and to actually speak up,
De observar y de relacionar muy bien con los estudiantes y principalmente con los maestros.
to observe and to have relationships with everybody else, especially with the teachers.
En lo que siempre queremos nuestros hijos, pues es la seguridad y es lo que hemos visto en Tylon.
And we always want security, and that is what we have seen at Talion.
Gracias por su tiempo y esperamos que Tylon pueda continuar con sus puertas abiertas en la comunidad.
Thank you for your time, and we hope that Talion could continue with their doors open in our community.
Gracias por esta oportunidad.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Good evening, President Medina, Dr. Marston, Cabinet, board members. I want to thank you for this opportunity. My name is Benoni Pantoja. I'm the Vice President of Schools for Talion Academy. I'd like to talk about purpose, poverty, pipeline, and partnerships. We call them the 4 Ps if you like. Purpose. What you heard today is what we're about. That's our purpose, is to serve the community, to make sure that students who are lost in the system can provide and have an opportunity for a second, third, or fourth chance. If a student is behind, they can come to us for credit. It's an issue of equity. When students have access to things and do not have access to things, it's an issue of equity. So today I ask you to remember purpose, what Talion is about. There's never a one-size-fits-all type of school. We will never claim to be the school, the answer, because that's not how the world works. We're a solution, a possible solution for a possible group of students and families. But purpose, poverty. How do we break the cycle of poverty? The way we break the cycle of poverty is through education. When you take away access to education and options to education, we continue and perpetuate the cycle of poverty. But what we want to do is we want to break that cycle of poverty. Pipeline. The prison pipeline. Over 68% of inmates do not have a high school diploma. What we're trying to do is put a plug on that pipeline so that our students our families have an opportunity to not be a statistic and grab a hold of a diploma and pursue a career beyond a high school diploma. And that's where partnerships come in. Before we close our independent study program, we're building a strong relationship with the workforce program. We actually had the first workforce internship program on our campus, where students were able to access this type of career readiness skills and preparation for the next level. Partnerships. We want to partner with the district so that we can also continue to be a solution to this issue that we know exists. Majority of our students, I would say 92% of our students are students of color. 86% come from low socioeconomic backgrounds. So for us, this is an important issue, and we ask you and implore to you to please take this serious and vote yes. Because at Talion, we care for our students. That is our SLOs, our school learner outcomes, is care. We want critical thinkers, academic achievers, responsible citizens, and effective communicators. And we believe that we can be able to partner with the district and continue that work. So we ask you today to vote yes and consider when you discuss, okay, what would it hurt? What will it harm the community to have another education support system that has existed in this community for over 5 years. But if we take that away, we're taking away access, inclusion, equity, and opportunity. So we ask you today, please vote yes. And also I want to put a plug, if it's possible, if we can move the vote to 3.1, the action report item, if it's possible. My mom always said, if you don't ask, you don't receive. So I'm asking if you can consider during your time during closed session, if we can move the vote down to 3.1, that would be great, because our families have been amazing. Our staff has been amazing. They've been here 3 evenings late, coming in full yellow, giving you a suntan, and we appreciate them, and we thank you guys. So thank you for this time.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Madam, thank you. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you, Superintendent Marston, President Medina, and the board. Well, I just walked in, so I just catch my breath. I am Dr. Sharon Barnes. I am a San Bernardino resident and a business owner. I'm also a local realtor here. I currently serve on several nonprofit boards in the area, including Talion High Desert Academy. However, pending the approval of the petition before you, I will be transitioning exclusively to the Talion San Bernardino County Academy Board as president of the board. And in addition, what I bring to the board is not only 25 years of practicing as an attorney in the Inland Empire, but 10 of those years I focused on working with small businesses and nonprofits, from startup, transitional, administrative, and management support. In addition, I realized one day that I had started and supported a lot of nonprofits, but I had never actually sat on the board or ran a board, and so I have completed several courses on nonprofit management and administration and operations, including getting certified in a leadership course for small business and nonprofit with the JFK University. With the board members that we have slotted to join San Bernardino board pending approval, we have already discussed that we will ensure that all board members attend courses on nonprofit management, and not only in general of nonprofits, but focusing on charter school administration and operations, because although we have strong business owners, educators, parents that have experience with charter schools, we haven't been on the board of the charter school. So we have to strengthen our capacity in that area so that we can ensure effective operations and compliance with the state law and the petition that will be approved, because compliance is a big issue. Also, I did about 15 years in aerospace and is certified as a compliance officer under the federal FAR regulations as well. So I came in knowledge of Talion when they reached out to the community, to the Black Chamber of Commerce Inland Empire, and I was sent to go talk to them and to see if we could partner to benefit our community. And from that, we developed a real relationship, and we have, and I've gotten the invitation to be a participant on the board. We have sponsored children from Talion to our Black Chamber of Commerce Youth Conference. We also were able to, before they had to close their facility last summer, they made physical space available to a local nonprofit who needed a place to work with students to help them with their database, their marketing, their technology. And we did that kind of as a trial basis because I feel that that's a partnership gap that can be bridged here. We have a lot of hardworking nonprofits and people that are trying to meet the needs and challenges of San Bernardino, but they don't have office space. They don't have some of the visionaries and founders do not have the technological support and computer skills to really get their message out and to serve our community. So we partner with these young people, then we give them on-the-job training, certifications, and experience, and we empower our community to be better and to help meet some of the challenges that these kids are living with, and that their future can help them get a better job and provide for their family. I had the privilege of being the commencement speaker at the graduation for Talion Academy in San Bernardino. I also attended the Talion Academy High Desert to listen to the kids as the success stories are many, and they really cherish the staff, which I have met, that are really encouraging. And with some of the special circumstances that our kids are dealing with, the school is even the special haven they can go back to. So I hope that you, in light of the testimony here tonight, the petition before you, and again, the history that Talion has in our community, that you would vote to approve the petition. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes. And Madam President, I believe those are all the public comments on our closed session agenda item.
Okay. So I did hear what you said about moving it forward after closed session, so we'll have that discussion. We're going to go ahead and go to closed session 2.1. 2.2, the board will now adjourn.
And board, as a reminder, we have our new location for closed session.
Yes. Okay, we are going to go ahead. We're coming back from closed session. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're back from closed session. I will go ahead and read the following message. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the appointment of the following employee: Greer Wilbert, Director, Equity and Targeted Student Achievement, effective date, work year, and salary to be determined, funding 049.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Congratulations, Will. He is here. I saw him here earlier. There he is. And the whole family, if they can stand up as well.
Yeah, if your family can stand with you, if they're
I know
there,
his son is
that's
here too, very
fantastic.
proud.
That's great. Wonderful.
The-
Yeah, give them a big hand.
The Greer family. Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
We know you will do an amazing job. Thank you for applying. So now we will go to, oh yes, that's the item. So hold on one second. 9.6, we're going to go ahead and move up 9.6. We're trying to be mindful of the families that are here. Give me a second so I can go to it really quickly so I can read it. I apologize. What page is it on? 87. It's probably different on my thing. Okay, so then I got it. A resolution to approve or deny the charter petition for Talion San Bernardino Academy and adopt the resolution effectuating that action. Be resolved. No. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and I will need a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. Yes? Madam Secretary. That's okay.
We take a roll call.
Roll call? Okay. To make a more official, okay. So then I guess we're gonna go ahead and call for the vote, and we're gonna start from this down. Dr. Wyatt? So we're gonna do a roll call. Ms.
So as the roll call occurs, each board member will then vote yes or no according to their pleasure.
My vote is no.
My vote is no.
My vote is yes.
Okay.
Ms. Rogers?
Go
Or,
ahead.
I'm sorry, Ms. Medina.
Go ahead.
Rosales.
No as well.
My vote is no.
My vote is no.
Okay, so we have 2 yeses and 5 noes. Motion fails.
Okay. So then now we're gonna go ahead and go,
I move to deny approval of Talion Charter School.
Second.
okay, let's go ahead and do the, any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. Also roll call. Dr. Wyatt, if you could start.
My vote is yes.
My vote is yes.
My vote is no.
My vote is yes.
My vote is yes.
Nope. Yes.
Okay. Motion carried. Let's go ahead and go to.
So be it resolved, I believe.
Let me read that one.
Yeah. May I read that for you, Madam Vice President?
No, it's
You
'cause
wanna
I
present-
have- hold on one
okay, got
second.
it. Yep.
Okay. Be resolved and ordered that the district board, having fully considered and evaluated the final charter for the establishment of Talion San Bernardino Academy, hereby finds granting the final charter not to be consistent with the sound educational practice based upon numerous grounds and factual findings, including but not limited to the following, and hereby denies the final charter pursuant to Education Code Section 47605.
Okay.
Okay,
we
so
are
now we're going
on-
back to
Yep. moving back to
3.1.
Correct.
Okay, we're going to 3.1, which is annual action report. Well, you just did that. 4.0, 4.1 resolution to support of United States patriotic holidays. If I can have Dr. Wyatt read that.
Thank you, Madam President. Whereas the history of the United States of America has been shaped by many important leaders and events, and whereas in order to develop an understanding and appreciation for our great nation, schools and students have a duty to study and learn about historic events and the many contributions of our presidents, and whereas Independence Day, July 4th, Patriot Day, September 11th, Constitution Day, September 17th, National Voter Registration Day, September 24th, Veterans Day, November 11th, Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, and President's Day, February 18th, are some of the significant historical dates that should be highlighted with engaging in educational lessons and activities. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the San Marino City Unified School District encourages all district schools to acknowledge and undertake educational activities that commemorate national patriotic holidays and the contributions of our American presidents. So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. 4.2, resolution supporting clean drinking water in schools. And I do want to add, I want to amend, amend with one additional sentence to the bottom of therefore be it resolved. Do I go ahead and make a motion with an amendment? Is that how that works? Just to make sure.
Why don't you go ahead and read your added language, and then based on...
So then let me read this, the whole piece of it. Whereas drinking water is essential, and so just to mind you, when I had brought this to the district, it was as a line item, waiting to hear from regarding the language. Unfortunately, some of the language was not included. That's why I see that you're kind of like wondering why am I adding additional language? Yes. Because when I had in the agenda review, it wasn't on here. It was as a line item of waiting for them to bring it up. Okay, so then whereas drinking water is essential to the health and well-being of all children who are the future of our community, and whereas all facilities within the San Bernardino Unified School District, San Bernardino meet safety requirements for safe drinking water, and whereas pending legislation proposes state funding to provide to schools to maintain and or improve safe drinking water, drinking equipment. Therefore, be resolved that the Board of Education of the San Bernardino City Unified School District supports legislation that includes state funding for fixture and pipe replacement to maintain and improve safe drinking water equipment, and protects California's children from exposure to lead that affects the way our kids learn, grow, and behave. So it's that simple. Last is not a significant part.
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Thank you. Now 5.0, we have public hearing. I will now open up to public hearing. And we will now conduct the public hearing for the annual service plan and budget requirements. Are there any comment cards?
There are no comment cards relative to this topic, Madam President. However, Dr. Juana Lundy and Dr. Rachel Meneres' absence tonight can just read a statement to the board this evening on this topic. Thank you, Dr. Lundy, and welcome.
Sorry.
Good evening. So today I have the annual annual service plan and budget, and we reviewed it with our parents on May 14th. We reviewed it again on June the 4th. And in this plan, we talk about the different services that we have available at each of our school sites and the budget to follow. And that is the statement.
Thank you, Dr. Lundy. So, board, if there are no other questions or comments for staff, then Madam President, you can entertain a motion.
Okay.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All's in favor say aye. All's opposed say nay. Motion carried.
Thank you, Dr. Lundy.
Thank you. So now let's go ahead and go to 5.2, but, yeah, 5.2, public hearing for the public disclosure of memorandum of understanding 2019-20 and 2020-21, classified work year calendars between the San Bernardino Unified School District and California School Employees Association, CSEA. Are there any comment cards?
No, Madam President, no comment cards.
Okay. So is there a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All's in favor say aye.
Aye.
All's opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be it resolved that the Board of Education accepts a memorandum of understanding 2019-20 and 2021 classified work year calendars between the San Bernardino Unified School District and California School Employees Association, Chapter 183. And now we will go to page 123.
Can I ask you a question about the
Yes.
calendar? Are there any material changes? What day does school start?
Dr. Wiseman will answer that question for us.
Mr. Tillman, one more time, please.
What day does school start?
Is there any change in regards to what day the school starts?
Any material changes to the
I was trying
calendars?
to get an idea. When does school start in this calendar?
These calendars, the school starts the same time. We use the same methodology for the school calendar over the past
And when does
several
school
years.
start?
That's August,
I
August
think-
1st, and,
yeah, I
and then
think-
July. Please don't
28th.
listen to Mr. Gallo.
But that's what it says in there.
I believe if you look at a later agenda item,
I'm listening for an authority.
yeah, if you look on page
It
44.
may be Monday, August 5th,
August
I believe.
5th
Yeah.
is on page 44. You'll see the school calendar for 1920.
Thank you very much.
There we go. First day of school is Monday, August 5th,
And the teachers
Monday,
go
August
first.
5th.
2019.
That's what I wanted,
Yeah.
Dr. Mr. Gallo.
Students.
Students, yes.
I see.
Yeah, you
That's
got
what's
it.
important.
Not
You got
teachers.
parents
Listening
listening,
and watching.
kids on TV. Don't listen to Mr. Gallo. School starts on August the 5th. And when is school
For
out?
the kids.
Mr. Wiseman?
Let's go back to
Yep.
the
June
same
4.
page.
There we go.
June 4.
June 4th?
Yes.
2020.
Those are the two most important days. August the 5th and June 4th. Thank you very much.
Okay. So can I have, so now we're going to go to 5.3, public hearing of memorandum of understanding, April 10th. I think we already, didn't we already pass?
Yes.
We already passed that one.
Yes.
Yes. 4/10 summer compressed work schedule between the San Bernardino Unified School District and California School Employees Association and its chapter 183. Are there any comment cards for these ones?
No, Madam President.
Okay. Seeing none, let's go ahead and,
Can I have comment?
any discussion? Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I do. And this is the whole thing with the 410. I know it was an experiment. I just want to make sure that we're able to conduct the business without impacting the entities that we do business with. Right. It shouldn't be that things don't get done because we're missing this day. And I hope that staff is really sitting back and getting a feel for whether or not this is going to work. Because if it's too many things that are not getting accomplished because they don't have that extra day, that's what's important. I mean, we got to be able to service the students in the community and not just say we're going to take that day off. Okay, that's it. And I'll be frank. I am listening to find out. And I've heard some things that didn't happen because people have that Friday off. If it doesn't work, then we shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Mr. Tillman, this is the second year that we've done the compressed work week. We did it last year. We did an after-action review, learned from that, negotiated with all the employee groups. We feel this year is going to run much better. And when we surveyed hundreds and hundreds of employees, the overwhelming majority felt that it was in the best interest.
I mean, the concern is not just the employees. It's the other outside agencies that we service.
I hear you.
And if they're losing out on getting things done, to me, the worst thing to hear is someone to tell me they told me that they couldn't get it done because it's not going to be here on Friday.
Yeah.
That's not a good answer.
That's great
And
advice.
it's not a good response.
Absolutely. We'll look
And maybe
into
we
that.
need to do something where we can have some employees there on opposite Fridays or something.
Yeah.
But if they're, and I'm not talking about just from the employee's perspective, I'm talking about the way the other folks are being serviced.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, yes, Dr. Flores?
I'd like to ask Mr. Tillman, so you're proposing to consider every other Friday, just to have some staff available
If there's exactly, if they
Uh-huh.
know that
to deal with
Things-
our vendors, our
exactly, if you
our,
know, if you know that the
uh-huh.
people are being negatively impacted, it's something that should be considered.
So,
We-
Dr. Marston, so
And
may I,
it may just be certain departments have to
Right.
have staff that's critical.
so may I ask, in the after-action review, was that considered? Dr. Marston?
So what I'm hearing it loud and clear. We will include beyond just our own internal employees, partners,
Right,
in terms of our after-action review.
right.
Yeah, we'll do that.
correct. Yeah.
Thank you. That's great advice, Board.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so do I go ahead and call for the vote? Oh, okay. So then I can, no changes whatsoever. Okay. So then I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All's in favor say aye. All's opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Let's go to 5.4, which is, I see it right here. Public hearing of tentative agreement between the San Bernardino Unified School District and San Bernardino Teachers Association. Can I have a motion? Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All's in favor say aye. All's opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education adopts a tentative agreement. Article 11, wages. Article 15, class sizes. Article 16, evaluation procedures. And Article, that's 14, 14 hours of employment between the San Bernardino Teachers Association, SBTA, and San Bernardino Unified School District. Okay, great. So now 5.5 and 5.6. 5.5 is public hearing for the public disclosure and proposed increase in salary, all management personnel.
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Now 5.6, public hearing on the revised, oh wait, hold on. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves 2.5% salary increase effective July 1st, 2019, and another 2% salary increase effective July 1st, 2020 for all management personnel, certificated and classified. 5.6, public hearing on the revised 1920 and 20 and 21 traditional school calendars. Are there any are there any comment cards?
Still no comments, Madam President.
Okay, let's go ahead and call for the, I
So
need a
moved.
motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All's in favor say aye.
Aye.
All's opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education receives and accepts the revised 2019 and 2021 school calendar, traditional school calendars. Okay, so before we move on to, let's see, I will now close a public hearing. And with this, we're going to 6.0 comments.
Madam
When we're-
President?
Yes.
Just because we did it already, but it says in here that the last day for students is July 3rd. Is that what we said? June 3rd. Sorry about that, June 3rd. Yeah, but for students, it is June 3rd.
Thank you. We've got the change.
So the first day for students start August the
42nd.
5th, and then school ends on June the 3rd for
3.
students.
Mr. Tillman, if you look at page
Was that wrong?
44, we have August 5th is the first day for students, and then the last day of school for students is going to be June 4th, 2020.
And 2021.
Oh, that's 2021 I'm looking at.
2021 is different, right?
And then on page 45, the first day of school for students for the 2021 school year is going to be August 3rd, 2020.
That's for the fall.
And then the last day of school is going to be June 3rd, 2021.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is for 2 years. Okay.
But they're different things.
Are we,
So
Any
June
other-
4th is the last day.
Yeah,
okay,
this calendar has been set. The only reason this is in front of you, board, is because we met with the calendar committee and we added the 2 additional days for SBTA in the negotiations of the 2 days. So
Gotcha. Okay.
that's included
So
in here.
June 4th is the last day for 20.
Yes, to clarify, for this coming school year, the beginning, the first day of school for students will be August 5th, 2019. The last day of school for the 2019-20 school year will be for students June 4th, 2020.
Thank you.
okay. So now public comments, 6.0, public comments. When recognized, please step to the podium, give your name, and limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. For public comments by 6 or more individuals on any one topic, the time limit is 30 minutes. Please monitor your time. You will also notice that the time clock is behind us to your left. So if you can go ahead and, Dr. Marsden?
Yes, good
Call them up.
evening, members of the public, and the board does welcome, I don't have a last name, but Adrian and Karen Thea are welcome to speak on the topic of Norton K-8. So good evening and welcome. And welcome back.
Yes. Members of the board, school district members, Dr. Wyatt.
Hi. Are they ready? Oh, last time we met, I was going to they said we were going to have a meeting with Norton and Corinthia and I. Oh, hi. Last time I was here, I think it was the beginning of June, we were going to have a meeting with, or the board had said they were going to have a meeting with Norton and us parents to make Norton a K-8 or to talk about it. And I didn't receive any meeting. I kept calling and calling. I finally got a meeting today, and we had a meeting with Dr. Mitchell, and doesn't seem like he's for it, or he says it's not possible. I kind of find that hard to believe. I've worked at schools for 18 years for a private contractor, maintaining and building new schools. And sometimes there's emergencies and things happen, things burn down, and they have to be rebuilt right away. And they do get built right away. So it's possible to do it. We're just still not getting the permission to do it. Last time also when we talked, I forgot, one of the board members asked me the question of how many students and how many teachers we might need. And I think we decided it was 3. After talking to the principal, she said she only needs 2. Some of those students will want to go on to junior high, to become junior high students. So it's 2 that she said she needs.
Thank you.
Hey, board. Corinthia Williams. Yes, we did have a meeting today with Dr. Mitchell, and we got some clarification that was done. And thank you, Dr. Mitchell, for taking the time to meet with us. And what he basically was saying was, because it was confusing, he said it's not going to get done for August. So that makes common sense. So we asked then, what time period, and if I get things wrong, Dr. Mitchell, you're free to correct me, what time period then would we be looking at for Norton's to go K-8? So he said he would need about 12 to 16 months to make that happen. The thing that became frustrating for myself and for Mr. Ramirez is we've been following this for some time and following Norton's, and we feel, not just as us, but also speaking for those parents of those 264 petitions that came in. This is nothing just haphazardly done that we just woke up overnight and said, hey, let's do this. It was something that we came to this board for because we saw a need that was moving faster and greater than what the district was probably foreseeing. Dr. Mitchell did agree that Norton's is advanced above far than what they exceeded and expected. And like I explained to him, we want the best for our kids. All parents do. You want the best for your kids. And the district set up a pathway and a program that now is broken. And it's my understanding only 3 board members were in for the K-8. I can't understand why all the board members wasn't in on this. This is something that we want this for the kids. This isn't about the parents. This is for the kids, you know, and we want these kids to succeed. They're in a community and coming from the most impoverished part of San Bernardino. And to see the excellence that these kids and this school is putting out, who wouldn't want to keep that going? I was explaining to Dr. Mitchell, it's like building another Richardson Prep, but you got it right there at Norton's, and as far as STEM goes. So this is what's projected. If he says to go to, it would take a year to 16 months. I think things could be done faster than that because he said the programming and planning, and I get that. I get it. But also I get when people want things done, they can get it done. If things happen, things can change. This wasn't something that nobody foreseen. Nobody foresaw these students excelling and at the expediency and the level that they're at. Yes, okay, he said he'll look at board and try to get the other schools on track with Norton's, but are these principals gonna have the same vision? Is that staff gonna get the training and go to the training and the leadership and take the time on their own and have that drive? So it's not just, okay, we're gonna move this and this school is gonna do the same thing. It has to be you guys at that same level of learning and existence and that drive to keep these kids going without having it be to where.
Time. Just a question for you. You mentioned 3 board members, only 3 board members. What did you say about 3?
It was our understanding that only 3 board members were in on approving for it to go to K-8.
No,
That
we haven't.
was,
No, the thing is, the last meeting I suggested that we agendize, and we should, because the board can't talk about it as a board unless we have it at the meeting. We haven't done that.
Okay.
So there's no way that someone would say only
Somebody saying
that you
that.
could say only 3 board members support it. That's why I wanted to agendize.
Support it, that's what I meant.
That's not the case,
It
though.
can't be, okay. I
So,
stand corrected.
so hopefully, and maybe we can talk about it tonight, but hopefully we'll get it agendized.
Well, hopefully this is something that you guys are,
So it'll make a big difference. Once we agendize and the
Yes.
board discuss it, and if the board makes it a priority, then you have a lot better chance of it happening for next school year. That's why we want to get it agendized.
okay.
Not this
Not
coming.
this year, we understood. Dr. Mitchell made that quite
Right,
clear.
right.
Okay.
And I wanted to clarify with that because I think it was said beforehand, I'm not sure, that there was no conversation with the district pertaining, because I think you mentioned that, so there wasn't any, I mean, the way you made it seems like there was no conversation regarding for the program to happen. But from what I'm hearing is that you're saying that there was discussion, but it wouldn't be the year that you want it to happen.
What was explained, let me do the clarification. Let me.
Can you use the mic?
Yeah, point of clarification.
Okay.
When we first came, and the meeting, we kept Dr. Mitchell for some time. And first he said, it's not gonna happen, period. So I then asked, when could it happen if it happens? Because he said, it's not gonna happen in August. So then he did come back and clarify that.
Okay.
But
okay.
then it was, so as we kept going, and then I asked later the question, when could it happen then? When would this be feasible to happen?
Okay.
Then that's when he explained 12 to 16 months.
Okay, which makes more sense. Okay.
Board, if I can just
right.
clarify as well, I did not make a commitment that we would go K-8. I was saying that hypothetically, if we were deciding to make that decision, that it would take us 12 to 18 months to put something like that together.
Okay.
I do know that Ms. Christakos and her team submitted the facilities master plan and did not mention a K-8 at Pacoma. I mean at Norton. And so what I was trying to explain was the processes and the integrated processes that it takes to change boundaries, repurpose buildings. And so not that it was an impossibility, but certainly couldn't happen in 6 weeks. As parents, but I did also talk to the parents today around taking ownership for not having a continuity in programs that our kids have been exposed to the wonderful opportunities at Norton that we've supported throughout, and that what our team is looking into is how to continue that continuity to their feeder schools, and that's something that we can do, maybe able to get up and running before school starts.
Okay, and then Mr. Gallo.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to propose that we agendize this item on the Norton K-8, but I'd like to see it expanded to look at our career pathway continuity, to see, if we have incrementally more challenging career pathway experiences for students, career exposure in our elementary schools, then you're moving to actual practical applications in a demonstrative way in our middle schools, and then ultimately even to certifications and credentials, et cetera, in our high schools. That's what we've created, which has been great. And I think having these one grade lags in continuity, or that students can't enter the middle school program till 9th grade or whatever, and then we don't offer it in freshman year in the high school. I mean, we've really got to figure out how to do this in a continuity fashion. So I'd like to agendize that discussion along with the specific application. Maybe the first implementation would be Norton.
Okay.
On this.
So then I agree with you. And then Harold, if we can try to make sure that we have this agendized for the next board meeting, at least to have a discussion. Would that be too soon at the next board meeting? Because the thing is that I see that this is an urgency.
No.
This is something that we need to look at.
It's not too soon because we can't discuss it in depth
Okay.
unless we agendize it.
Okay, so then we will have that agendized for the next school board meeting. And then we have Dr. White, you had a question, and then also we had Ms. Rogers, and then.
My comment was, I wanted to remind the board, it is on our top 10. It is that is, it's
Okay.
there, it's there.
Okay, and then Dr.
I just wanted to clarify and apologize to you because we did say we were going to agendize this so that we could speak about it. And I think we did it the first, Mr. Tillman said we can't talk about it. And that was your first time that you came to us in June. And then you came back again.
We came in April.
Pardon me?
We came to the second meeting in April.
In April, in April, it was April. Both, yeah, and we were remiss in agendizing it, so we apologize. And I see the urgency, just to clarify for you, I feel the urgency. I echo what Mr. Gallo said, because it's very important. It is our kids, and what is it that we need to do in building potential and in terms of what we need to do, but we have to do it right. And we have to do it with, fulfilling all the requirements that we have to fulfill. And I mean, I just want you to know we feel the urgency. But I hope we do agendize it for our next board meeting.
Okay.
Madam President.
I've instructed them to do that, so.
Thank you very
we will
much.
Make sure that it's on
Can
there.
I say one more thing?
Yes, really quickly, yes.
When they go to the schools to see what they have at the other schools, if you look at their pamphlets explain about their career paths. If somebody could make sure that that's actually there, because some of these schools do not match what's on their flyer.
Okay.
It doesn't exist.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, then we're going to go to our next comment.
Yes. Thank you and good evening. Board welcomes Kiana Maldonado, Field Representative from Supervisor Gonzalez's office. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Superintendent Marsden, President Rosales Medina, board members, and of course the community. My name is Kiana Maldonado, and I'm a field representative for San Bernardino County Supervisor Josie Gonzalez of the 5th District. So just for the residents' knowledge, the city of San Bernardino is actually divided between the 5th District and the 3rd District with Supervisor Rao, but we do cover most of the city. So I'm here tonight because I want to introduce myself to all of you, especially the board members I haven't met yet. And I do want to introduce myself to the community as well. I want to be your point in contact for the county. If you have any questions regarding the county or you want my business card, please feel free to come up to me and I can provide that to you. Additionally, some things you might be kind of interested in knowing regarding the county is, for instance, do you need assistance with Medi-Cal, CalFresh? Are you a senior in need of financial and nutritional assistance? Are you someone that's homeless and seeking housing? So those are kind of a few things that we do in the county, and we can connect you to the correct department. Additionally, we have kind of a fun update, actually. We just created these new digital media cards. Let me show you. They're a lot easier than they sound. Basically, you just kind of download the QR code app and you scan the card, and it takes you to all of our social media platforms. It's kind of just a great way to stay up to date with the county, the events that are happening. We're just trying to get a little bit more savvy. So if you want one, I left some in the table back there, so please feel free to grab some. That's kind of all the updates I have. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Maldonado. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming by tonight. Board welcomes Ms. Catalina Castillo on the topic of graduation.
Good evening, board members,
Good evening.
Dr. Marsden and cabinet. Well, we just graduated.
Yay.
My son just graduated at Arroyo. And like most parents, we bought a page on the yearbook, and I wanted to share some of that with you guys. I hope I can make it through. It takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child is an African proverb, which means that it takes an entire community of different people interacting with children in order for a child to experience and grow in a safe environment. We would like to thank the following people that have been part of our village in this journey: Dale Wool, Jack Oakes, Robert Watkins, Lynn Maskin, Allison Summers, Sue Reynolds, Colleen Peterson, Irene Reese, Irma Sanchez, Arlena Solime, Deborah Hamilton, Vandy Smith, Scott Daniels, Monica Robles, Trent Rowell, Michael Dominguez, Maria Howdigi, Claudia Newton, Harold Olivo, Sabrina Smith, Charles Mullen, William Brown Jensen, Tanya Castro, Daniel Alegria, John Carranza, Darlene Harris, Lisette Magaña, Bernardo Valenzuela, Mary Shelton, Ray Gallardo, Stephen Reiser, Edward Morgan, Amy Ames, Amadeus Pittman, Guinevere Pittman, Major Ricardo Williams, First Sergeant Mark DeLong, Carla Alvarez, Rachel Maldonado, Veronica Ramirez, Cindy Hagler, Vicky Vancy, Sandra Cutbirth, Isabel Guerrero, Hector Carrillo, Richard Wilshire, Bruce Bean, Jeff Hable, Olusola Oyensen, Marilyn Conwell, Marcus Wilkerson, James Slack, Christopher Thayer, Eric Parks, Andrew Barrow, Richard McClinton, Robin Holt, Kathleen Gandhi, Natasha Flores, Stephanie Rowe, Amy James, Inland Regional Center, Victor Communities, Autism Response Team, the Art Institute, Inland Empire, Brighter Future Charity. Sorry if we forgot some, but it was a big village and a bumpy journey, and we did forget some. So, and we had a due date for this. So we're here to thank the rest of you. Clara Garcia, Autism Society, Elizabeth Gonzalez, Michelle Jimenez, Selena Osaeta, Staff Sergeant Hunter, Sasha Paredes, Anna Applegate, Natalie Morales, Fearless, Miss Consuelo Castillo Kickbush, Slick, Linda Vardier, Steve Moore, David Chavez, Danielle Tisdale, Gloria French, Sindra Weber, Juana Landi, and Nereida Gutierrez. And if I can just share a little bit about the communications department. In his birthday, I was rushing to get there to decorate his space. And my surprise when I got there was I was late. Your awesome communications department had beaten me to it. They had a big sign and a little cupcake, and it just showed how much I can make it. How much they love and appreciate our students. Ms. Nereida Gutierrez, which has become a valuable asset to the special ed department, has been great following up with parents until the very last stage. She makes sure that all the systems were in place for him to have a smooth transition into college. And today, I want to thank all of you here for being part of our village. I think this is a good example of what we, district, student, and parent can accomplish when we work together. I look forward to continuing working with you guys in order to help more students and our district and making hope happen. Yes,
That is
we
great.
have more.
That is great.
So do you want to
Wow.
say
Can you
anything?
introduce your students?
Children.
This is Adrian. He recently graduated from Arroyo Valley High School. This is Sara at Ramona Alessandro. And this is Giselle at King Middle School.
And what grade are they in, the young ladies in?
You guys want to say?
I'm in first grade.
All right.
You're the shy one, huh?
I'm going into 8th grade.
Nice.
Great.
Fantastic.
Can I say something?
As a graduate of Arroyo Valley High School, my dream is to enroll in Valley College and pursue my major in graphic design.
Fantastic.
That's
fantastic.
wonderful.
That is fantastic. Great. Give these.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Mr. Tillman?
So,
Thank you.
thank you.
And Mom, what's your name?
Catalina Castillo.
And Dad?
Oh.
Guadalupe Castillo.
All right.
The boss.
That's great.
Oh, man. So,
Well, you all did a wonderful job, and the names you read are amazing because we interact with some of those people, and that's what it's all about.
and that
But-
was from the very beginning.
But to see the results,
Yes.
It shows why we do what we do, and I hope you stay involved and talk to more parents, and you know something because of the experience you've been through. You could help a whole lot of other parents be successful. So I hope you continue to partner with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to also say something. I didn't know a lot until we had our Latino task force, and I sat in the same table with you about how a teacher helped you.
Miss
deal-
Peterson.
Yeah, Miss Peterson, and how that was so important. And that was when Adrian was in kindergarten.
Yes.
And from that point on, that was really, really, I mean, when what you shared, it just made my heart full. And I mean, and Adrian, to see you there, and I know you're an artist, and you just have so much potential and talent, and that's what we're all about. That's what we want to give every single student. That ability to grow and be what you desire to be. So, congratulations. You're yawning. Are you sleepy? Okay. All right. See you. Congratulations.
Again, thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to do it without everyone that was involved.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Castillo, for your leadership in DLAC and so many other ways. And thank you for your making the time to say thank you. That's a rare treat for this board. So thank you so much.
You deserve it.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then we do have a group, Dr. Marsden, if you wanted to.
Thank you. Yeah, I do have a group that has the topic that's actually action item 9.3, which is later in the agenda under 2019-20 budget. But I wonder if they wanted to go ahead and speak now, because
way
you
you don't
have
have to
quite
wait
a
that
large
late.
group, and we wouldn't want you to have to wait too long. I think we made you wait too long last time.
Right. And then
want to
so
do that again. So
in this
yeah,
case,
thank
just
you.
so you know, I know that this topic was intended to be on the agenda. Unfortunately, it didn't get on the agenda, so I do apologize. It is intended to go on the next agenda, so I don't know if you want to make the comments, what you want to say, because we can't respond to them. Then you can say it now, and then when you come back, then maybe that might be where the direct asks would, where we can actually talk about it then.
So the board will welcome Ms. Delia Melendez, Norma Mejia, Daphne Martinez, Arturo Orozco, Ayala Lopez, please. We'll let you organize yourselves accordingly.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Delia Melendres, and I am a parent and student organizer with Inland Congregations United for Change, ICUC. As students and parents of the San Bernardino City Unified School District, we are called upon to address issues that affect our families. What we are about to share is based on months of hard work and dedication by students and parents across our district. In the course of our work, we had face-to-face conversations with many members of our community. We want to shed light on two issues that were raised through those conversations and that affect many of us in this room. Two major issues we realized through these conversations are that, one, there is a lack of knowledge about and a lack of accessibility to resources for mental health, and two, some students throughout the district are being negatively affected by being in combination classes. This past April, we had an action to which 250 community members, parents, and students from across the district came out to support for these two issues. Tonight, we are here in representation of them all and the many other parents and students we work with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Norma Mejía y soy una organizadora, padres, alumnos de ICUC.
Good evening to all. My name is Norma Mejia and I am a parent organizer with ICUC.
A través del trabajo que hemos realizado en los últimos 3 años con los padres del distrito,
Through the work that we have done in the last 3 years with the parents from the district,
nos dimos cuenta de que existen oportunidades para mejorar el apoyo de los maestros
we have realized that there are opportunities to improve teacher support
y también mejorar la calidad de la educación que reciben nuestros hijos en las clases combinadas.
and also to improve the quality of education for our children in combination classes.
En el año escolar 2017-2018, tanto los padres como los maestros expresaron falta de apoyo académico.
In the 2017-2018 school year, both parents and teachers expressed the lack of direct one-on-one academic support with students.
Directo de 1 a 1 con los estudiantes. Los padres también compartieron su desacuerdo y falta de fe en las clases combinadas en las que estaban sus hijos.
Parents also shared their disagreement and lack of faith in combo classes their children were in.
Después de que esto se expresó a la administración en la escuela,
After this was expressed to the administration at the school,
se decidió que contratarían un maestro interno para ayudar a dar apoyo a maestros a cargo de las clases de combinación.
it was decided that they would hire interns to help give support to the teacher in charge of the combination classes.
Este maestro interno es recompensado con $12,000 al año y también se da crédito por las horas cumplidas.
This intern was rewarded $12,000 a year
But-
and was also given credit for hours served
para obtener sus credenciales como maestros.
to go towards their credentials as teachers.
Ellos apoyan a los maestros de la clase combinada
These interns support combo class teachers
al enseñar uno de los grados bajo la guía
by teaching one of the grades under the guidance
y supervisión del maestro,
and supervision of the teacher,
mientras que el maestro enseña la clase al otro grado.
while the other teacher teaches the class to the other grade.
Cuando hicimos un seguimiento con los padres y los maestros y los padres,
When we followed up with the teachers and parents,
después de que se hizo el cambio,
after the change was made,
tanto los padres como el maestro expresaron sentirse con apoyo y mejoramiento
both parents and teachers expressed feelings of support and positivity towards combo classes.
hacia las clases combinadas. Nos enteramos de que en los últimos años ha habido un promedio de 70 clases combinadas
We have learned that in the recent years we have had an average of 70 combo classes
en todo el distrito y que actualmente se están trabajando para reducir este número en su totalidad.
throughout the district, and there is work currently being done to reduce this number as a whole.
Mientras esperamos que esto suceda, nuestra recomendación es tomar todo lo que se hizo en esta escuela
While we wait for this to happen, our recommendation is to take what was done at this school
y replicarlo en todas las demás clases combinadas.
and replicate it in all other combination classes.
Esto significaría asignar $12,000 adicionales por la clase combinada
This would mean allocating an extra $12,000 per combo class
para que se contrate un interno para el año.
in order to have an intern to be hired for the year.
Multiplicado por 70, esto significaría un total de $840,000.
Multiplied by 70, this would mean a total of $840,000.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Daphne Martinez, and I am a student organizer with Inland Congregations United for Change, ICUC. According to the National Associations of School Psychologists, Children are experiencing record levels of depression and anxiety alongside multiple forms of trauma. An analysis done in 2014 that examined adversity in the lives of adolescents showed that approximately 72% of children in the United States will have experienced at least one major stressful event, such as witnessing violence, experiencing abuse, or experiencing the loss of a loved one before the age of 18. This is highly important to us students in the district. We surveyed 1,050 of our peers and learned a couple of main points. We learned that 51% of students surveyed disagree or strongly disagree when asked if they know where to find mental health resources on their school campus. 22% were unsure, and only 27% of students agreed or strongly agreed that they know where to go in order to find services and resources. When asked if they believe we need more mental health resources on our school campus, 71% of students agreed or strongly agreed. And when asked if they would like to have free mental health counseling on campus available to students, 74% agreed or strongly agreed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Arturo, and I am a student organizer with Inland Congressionals United for Change. We know there is a great deal of work currently being done in the district to address many of these issues. The Department of Student Wellness and Support Services, under the direction of Dr. Roseanne Beaumentry, have been working tirelessly to get resources to students throughout the district. We applaud all the work that has been done into creating wellness teams throughout the partnership with IEHP, Cal State San Bernardino, Loma Linda, and Hazel Health, just to name a few. We also applaud the work for the HEART team and the team that consists of 3 program specialists and 5 pre-licensed interns. The HEART team is doing an extremely important job of providing therapeutic counseling to some of the general education students that need it the most. This is extremely important work because in the past, students that were in need of these resources were being referred to outside agencies. But now with the HEART team, in our district, students are able to more easily get connected with the services they need and more closely follow up to make sure that this happens. But even with all of the work that is being done, our district needs to invest even more into ensuring that every student receives the resources they need. Through our research, we learned that the HEART team is initially intended to make up 6 program specialists who are licensed MFTs, 1 per feeder high school. With all of this in mind, we have come to the following recommendation. Expand funding for the HEART team so that the team can grow from 3 program specialists to 6 program specialists. This should be done from general fund monities to ensure long-term funding, and would mean a total of $300,000 added to the Department of Student Wellness and Support Services. So can we count on your support to add these 2 items to the 2019-2020 budget? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to make some final comments or? Okay.
Hi, my name is Ayla. I'm a ICUC organizer and also alumni from Arroyo Valley High School. I just wanted to say thank you to Madam President for acknowledging that we were supposed to be on the agenda today, but it wasn't possible. We're just hoping that we can get this moving along because we understand that time is crucial with the budget and there's only a certain amount of time. So we're just really hoping that for the next meeting that we can be on the agenda because we have just been showing up and hoping that we can get a decision made on this.
Okay, okay. And then we do have some board comments. I know Ms. Rogers and then Dr. Flores will be.
I wanted to clarify what I heard earlier. I think I heard that we have some combo classes have a tutor in them. Is that what I heard? An intern in some combo classes? Is that what I?
Esto solamente en la escuela Lancashire.
So
This is only at Lancashire Elementary.
So Lancashire has Okay, well,
¿Cuántos?
I guess I'll
¿Cuántos?
get,
How many? ¿Nomás uno?
okay, I guess that we'll notate that for the district, because I'd like to understand, just to be clear, if we have it, or why, or how many.
Okay. So that would be a clarifying question for the district
Yes.
in the future, so we can find out, are other schools doing this as well? And if they are, then how are the results, so we can see that?
I would
So-
like to ask two clarifying questions.
Dr. Flores.
One to Dr. Wiseman. How many interns do we have in the district now? And how many are projected for next year?
Yeah, I don't have that at my fingertips. I believe it's approximately 400 student interns throughout the school district, if I recall correctly.
Okay. All right. And the second clarifying question,
But isn't a student intern different than a teacher intern?
Yeah, so a student intern is going to be a college intern, someone who's enrolled full-time in college, and they can work up to 20 hours per week.
But is that the type of intern they're talking about, or they're talking about a teacher intern?
My understanding is a college intern, they're referencing $12,000 a year, which is approximately how much it would be for a college intern to work through the year, the 20 hours a week.
Sorry about that, Dr. Flores.
right. And my second clarifying question, is it a program specialist that you're requesting, 3, or are they counselors? Because I recall when we went to the meeting that I think you asked for counselors.
Yeah, so it would be the heart team, so under them they have the interns from the colleges. So for it to be a capacity, so right now there's 3 on the heart team, and then we would like to add another 3 so that it could be a capacity, so that they could get more interns throughout the whole
So
schools.
are they program specialists or are they counselors?
They're counselors.
They're counselors. Okay.
Go ahead.
So under the heart team, it's actually the program specialists have our MFTs. They're licensed,
Oh, okay.
and they under them work the student interns that come in and do their clinical hours under the program specialists who are licensed MFTs.
So what are you requesting?
So we would like, currently there are 3 program specialists on the heart team who are licensed MFTs. We would like that to go to 6 because it was initially the heart team was intended to have 6 licensed MFTs, 1 per high school, feeder high school. This was, to give service to as many students, as possible. But for one reason, they only ended up starting with 3. So we would like that to go up to 6.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And then Mr. Tillman.
I guess the staff is going to schedule a meeting with you. They did do a study on the combination classes, to the Hartford, Hanover. That was Hanover what?
Hanover
Group.
Research, yeah.
So they do want to go over some of the recommendations that came from this professional organization that analyze combo classes and what we should do in order to improve the combo classes. So I guess we want to reach out, and we have their information. So we'll schedule a meeting with this group. So they're going to schedule a meeting with you to go over what some of the recommendations are. I just want to be upfront. We have combo classes because if the goal would be to have a teacher with every grade. The reason why we don't is because if you only have a small number of students, then it doesn't generate enough money to pay for that teacher. And that's why you have one teacher in the class with a combo class. So really, we realize that if you have a combo class with 20 kids, 10 fifth graders and 10 sixth graders, the best thing would be to have a teacher in both those classes if we could afford it. At this point, we have a level of what we can afford in terms of teacher to student ratio. So that's what causes the problem. I don't think that we could, because of the rules and regulations of the district, we couldn't say we're going to hire interns to fill those positions, because then we'd have to negotiate with the union, and they would say, well, you can't have an intern take a full-time employee's job. So that negotiation would have to happen. I'm just trying to give you some real-world facts that are going to play into it. I mean, it'd be great if we could say, go out and find the greatest interns. You don't have to pay them as much and bring them in. But that part has to be negotiated with unions and that type of thing. So I just want you to know, so you don't walk away thinking that this may be the solution, all right? But we are going to meet with you and talk about some of the suggestions, and we do realize that we need to do better.
Okay. And so with that,
Thank you.
I would like for them to meet with you before the next board meeting, because I do have them on the agenda. At least I understand what the district's perspective on that piece. And then they have 2 items, they have 2 recommendations, so at least that we can still address the other recommendation in the meantime. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Like I said, I do apologize. We were supposed to have you on the agenda. And for several issues, it didn't end up coming on the board, but we'll have you on the next agenda. Hopefully everything will clarify before then. If not, then so you can meet with the district regarding the combination classes. Thank you so much for being patient. Muchas gracias a todos los padres por venir y ser paciente con nosotros. Nos vemos para la otra junta.
Great. Thank you for
Okay.
being here tonight.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
And Madam President, those end all of our public comments.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go to 7.0, reports and comments. 7.1, report by San Bernardino Teachers Association. 7.2,
There
report by
is
California. I don't think there's
no
any.
report from our Teachers Association.
California School Employees Association.
Mr. Greenwood is present. Do you have a comment, Mr. Greenwood, or no? Tonight? You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Madam
evening.
President. I'm here today to say thank you for this long fought battle that we've had in M&O. I want to say thanks for taking the time to really dig down deep and see where the issues were. Through digging down deep, we found that there were some issues and action was taken. Sometimes we have to do things that are distasteful. Sometimes we have to do things that are you don't want to do because it may affect someone. But our number one goal is the children. Our number one goal is to make sure that our employees come to work safe. I want to thank Mrs. Costazos for digging deep and talking with me, and we found out what we needed to do, and I appreciate you for doing it. Thank you very much. As a team, this is what we should do. I would like the board members and the superintendent to be on board with me. We're starting a new way of dealing with things. We want to bring CSEA, we want to bring in all of the people from maintenance and operations to meet with us. We already meet with the district once a week, but we want to bring everybody in so we can discuss these things before they get out of hand. I believe if we work as a team, we discipline as a team, we reward as a team, it will be a team. So we're working hard. Me and Joe have been really brainstorming on how we're going to get this done. We really hope that you support us in this endeavor. It's going to be everybody from every facet is going to meet once a week. Teachers, CSEA, maintenance and operations, principals at all 3 levels. So we can sit here and say, okay, what is the problem this week? What do we need to deal with? What are next steps? How can we rehabilitate someone? How can we get training for the person if they need the training? And if need be, how do we separate from this person? Once we have done everything that we needed to do, we've done the last mile of the way. Sometimes that's needed. Thank God it wasn't needed in this case, but the necessary action was taken. And I just hope we can just go forward with anything and everything that we do. It's all of us in it together. And I don't think meeting separately really works. Everybody needs to be in the room. Everybody needs to hear what's going on, and everybody needs to collaboratively make the decisions on how to make it better. So with that said, thank you once again, and have a good night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greenwood.
Okay, we'll now report to 7.3, report by Communication Workers of America.
No report. Oh, well, do
Seven-
we have a report tonight?
Do we?
No. No report.
Okay, 7.4, report by San Bernardino School Police Officers Association.
No
No.
report.
7.5, comments by board members, and I will start with Mr. Tillman and workers. What? 7.5, comments by board members.
No report.
No report. None? Okay, Ms. Rogers?
I just wanted to say that we had a great time with the graduations. It was exciting. And I just have to mention Arroyo's fireworks was just absolutely awesome. I did enjoy those fireworks. Haven't seen those in a long time at a graduation. I do want to give a shout out to the team that put together. I know it was under, I don't know who led it, but it might have been Dr. Perez, but anyway, the summer counseling event at Cal State was absolutely awesome. I didn't get to stay the whole day, but looking at the topics and the things that they're going to be tackling to support our students and to support staff, I think is absolutely awesome. So keep up that good work. And just one thing I asked the district to check into, I just happened to see a post where someone had mentioned that we bought or we're putting in new furniture for our elementary level, and it has rolling chairs or something on that, and they said that it wasn't fitting. So I don't know if you're aware of that, Janie, or what's going on with that, but there was a post indicating that the type of chairs that had been purchased, there were newer chairs that were kind of rolling chairs for the younger people, and they were wondering if that was going to be, a distraction. And then the fitting of the tables, they didn't fit together for them to be able to kind of have a community type of environment in the classroom. So check into that because it did surface in the community. Thank you.
Okay, great. And then Dr. Hill?
Thank you, Madam President. Well, I'll start with the bad news first. Just need to ask everybody to keep prayers going for Kevin Cruz. He's an incoming kindergarten student at Lancashire, and he was hit by an automobile. I understand he's in stable condition, but just want to say to our parents, make sure that we practice a lot of safety. I also want to, share with you that I had an opportunity to attend actually 9 graduations, 6th grade promotion, an 8th grade promotion, and that was one of my highlights of the year. It's always a highlight of the year to be with the students and just hear them to say thank you and thank you for coming and thank you for being here. I do want to give a shout out to facilities because when I found out there wouldn't be anyone at Indian Springs, I changed from going to see my relatives at Cajon, coming to Indian Springs. And I tell you, I don't know if I spent more time looking at the students or looking at the football field. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you so much for the great job there. And I just want to say thank you to the parents, the staff, the leadership team. And we heard the parent mention today about taking the village, how it takes a village for all of our students. But just walking across the stage, looking at students and talking to them, and some students who thought they wouldn't be able to make it, but they did make it, and hear them say they're going to Valley College or they're going into the Army or going to work full-time. It's just so inspiring, and knowing that we have some good leaders out there, a lot of good young people who are going to, as much as we think it might not happen, they're going to bring this city back to a good thing, reality, and a good place to be. So I just want to say thanks to the students and congratulations again to the class of 2019. Thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. Dr. Flores?
Yes, I would like to also give a shout out to all the graduates of 2019 from San Bernardino City Unified School District. I want to give a shout out to Royal Valley High School because I think they set the gold standard for graduations. And Dr. Marsden, when you came in, I think we had a 66% graduation rate. And Royal accomplished a 99% graduation rate this year, and that is unbelievable. It's due to leadership, it's due to families like Ms. Castillo, to the parents, to the students, to the teachers. And we have great teachers, we have dedicated teachers, dedicated leaders, and I just know that we'll keep going forward. And we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. I mean, our literacy, our math, but I feel in my heart and in my mind, if we set our minds to it, that we will move the dial. I mean, big time. And so, and I'm thankful to all of you, board members, because you have to listen this to Mr. Tillman and Mr. Gallo, because I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you, all of us, and also Cabinet, because we know you have to do the hard work. We have all these grandiose ideas, and we know that it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, and you know, we agree to disagree, and we push, and we support, and so forth. So I just want to thank you all for everything that you do. I want to share today, I was part of a webinar, and it was a webinar, a statewide webinar on building for the future, sponsored by EdSource, and it's for the Funding School Renovation and Construction, AB 48. Because the existing state funds for school facilities construction and renovation have been exhausted, some policymakers are pushing for a $13 million statewide bond measure on next year's ballot.
Must be 13 billion.
Billion. I'm sorry, I miscued. Billion. You are listening. But advocates have raised questions about the fairness of how the state allocates this funding, and with most of the money flowing to wealthier districts. And I represented us today, as well as California Latino School Boards Association. And you know, we're an example of having great needs in terms of modernization. I want to thank Ms. Christakos and Tim Pace for also providing me, you know, information about our district that I could share today. It was an hour long, and we had Dr. Jeff Vincent, who is the Director of Public Infrastructure Initiatives at the Center for Cities and Schools at UC Berkeley on. He did a study, getting down to the facts, financing school facilities for California, a 10-year perspective. Nancy Chaitis Espinosa, the legislative advocate with Sacramento education consulting firm Murdoch, Walrath, and Holmes. And she's also a member and past president of Elk Grove Unified School Board. Also Eric Bakke, legislative advocate for CSBA, who specializes in school facilities. It was a very provocative exchange, you know, with data, with policy, with advocacy. And the bottom line is the inequity of distribution of funds. And for poor districts like ourselves, also rural districts and so forth. So I know it's going to continue, but I was happy to be in the presence and learn a lot today. So if you have a chance, I think it will be posted. It's through EdSource. And I'd like to publicly thank John Fensterwald, who is the director of EdSource, for putting together and organizing the webinar, and also, you know, dealing with the hot issues. Tomorrow, the State Senate Education Committee will hear AB 48. And then they'll take forward what the legislatures are going to do. So it'll be coming up in 2020 as a bond measure, and also for 2022. So that's one thing. The other couple of other things I'd like to also remind us, I know Dr. Volkemer, you wrote this down, that Dr. Mitchell's going to follow, or no, who is it? Who's going to follow up? Dr. Wiseman's going to follow up with ICUC regarding those interns and what's possible, and that we're also going to put that on ICUC agenda so they can talk about it. And we also are going to put on the agenda the North Park, not North Park, Norton School for the K-8 expansion. And then Dr. Marsden, I know that Ms. Rogers and I have asked for this, and I think Ms. Medina too. I really would like to see the ethnic studies curriculum. I have time this summer, so I would like to, look at it, in July or sometime, Dr. Marsden. I'd like to look at the books. I don't know if you guys have time, but I really want to look at the curriculum so that we can do that.
We'd be happy to make that
Right.
available to the board.
Yeah, so thank you very much, and
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Dr. Wyatt?
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to echo a lot of what my colleagues have said, so I'll try to keep it short. And wow, what an amazing year, and just some amazing graduations that we had throughout our district and all our high schools. And it's definitely a privilege to be a part of that. And I think one of the most amazing things that we get to observe at many of our graduations was the support from our students to each other. I'll tell you what, there were some tearjerker moments there where they just really applauded each and every one of them as they came across the stage. So to see the energy and the pride and the love that they have for each other, that was priceless, I'll say that. But we still have one more graduation to go. I want to make sure we note that. Our summer graduation's coming up on July 24th over, it looks like at San G, so I imagine we'll have quite a couple hundred more students there or somewhere around that number, which is going to be great. And I'm glad it's inside, I'll say that, because it's in July. And congratulations to our staff as well and our families. They put in a lot of work out there in the classrooms and all around our sites to make sure that they look great and they're running, great, and that our technology's up to speed. And so we know it's a major effort to keep our schools going. So thank you to our staff as well for doing such an amazing job and keeping us going in the right direction. We've heard it earlier, our leadership is extremely important as well, our executive cabinet members, and I thank you for your support as well, and definitely just the assistance we have from you, and and this wonderful board. We've heard it earlier, and you're right, we don't always agree. We didn't agree this evening on a vote, and but what we really care about is what's best for our kids in this community, and I believe in this board more than you could ever imagine. I talk about this all the time in a very positive manner, how our diversity, but yet our coherence in regards to wanting to move this district forward and be a district of excellence. And I'll probably hear this line again and again, and Gwen's going to probably kill me, but 2 years college free is something that she drilled in my mind during the graduation ceremonies for Valley College. And Dr. Hill said a little bit earlier about our kids being the future of this city. And if you heard how many students, I get a little emotional about this, came across that stage and said they were going to go to either Valley College or Cal State San Bernardino, right here in our city, staying in our city, being educated in our city. Wow, it was just absolutely amazing. I mean, for all the graduations, and some went to more than others here, and the ones I went to, it was definitely in the hundreds, if not over 1,000 students saying they're going to go to our local colleges right here in this city. So, I think we owe it to them to continue to do what we're doing, supporting them, creating career pathways. As Mr. Galley used to say, pathway to prosperity. If anybody's going to change this city, it's going to be them, because it's going to take decades to do it. But I believe in them. I know everybody up here believes in them, and they're dedicated to our city. I want folks to know that out there, that they're dedicated to our city. They're staying here. Most of them are staying right here, getting educated right here in San Bernardino. and they're our future. So I want to thank our students for, you know, one, staying here in our community, being a part of it, and being our future. And we definitely need you. The city needs you, and we look forward to it becoming a city of greatness, just like this district is becoming a district of excellence. So thank you to everyone. I want to say it's also an absolute privilege and an honor to serve this community and to be a part of this school board. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And then I have 5, so 3 of the, my oldest are at Cal State San Bernardino, so they did stay here locally. My daughter who just graduated, she's going further away. She's going to Cal State East Bay. And yes, and so the thing is that for the graduation at San Gregorio, it was amazing. You could see the emotions of all these students that were excited and were like, yes, we did it, after maybe the families might have thought, you know, they were struggling to wake up the kids in the morning, and yet they were upstage and they graduated. And it was emotional for me personally, because then I gave my daughter her certificate, and we were both crying on stage. They gave us like a few seconds that way before another student came up so I can give her the certificate. But I'm really proud of what we're doing for our kids in general. Compared to any other school district, we're really doing what many other districts take for granted. We have been the first in many things, and I think it's because of the board, because of the vision that we have. And like you mentioned, Dr. Wyatt, we don't necessarily always agree on everything, but we are passionate. We do what's right for the kids in our own viewpoint. So thank you for mentioning that, and thank you to the fellow board members and receiving their insight. I also wanted to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that spent their days with their families, and those that don't have their parents with them. Also wanted to say, happy Father's Day as well. Another piece is I went to 2 Juneteenth events, and I have to say hands down to Ms. Vice President, Ms. Rogers, in the event that they had. It was amazing. The amount of people that went, the music, the soul jazz festival, as it was considered, it was wonderful. I didn't get a chance to stay for the dancing part, but I seen the videos. I was envious. Seeing the videos of all the individuals up there rejoicing, and the intention of Juneteenth, for those that may or may not know, it is the freedom of all those who were enslaved. And that was it. And I know when you hear a certain, groups are saying, it should be something where we're inclusive of everyone. No, this day is for that reason, is to make sure that we recognize the freedom of all those that were enslaved, period. And so I wanted to say thank you to Ms. Rogers and the whole team that organized the one in San Bernardino. I did go to the one in Redlands, their 2nd annual Juneteenth. It's great to see how other cities are trying to promote in their own way, but I do have to say I'm very proud of San Bernardino. So thank you for doing that, and I just can't wait. I can't wait for next year to resonate that same message and making sure people recognize it is okay to celebrate what's needed to celebrate on the day without having to include others into it. So. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and go with Dr. Marsden. 7.6, comments by superintendent and staff members.
Thank you, President Rosales Medina. So couple congratulations to go out. Shout out, congratulations to Cajon High School graduate Jaden Daniels on being named the Suns Athlete of the Year. Jaden finished his career as the CIF Southern Section's record holder for career passing yards and career touchdown passes. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to the San Gregorio High School students that placed 14th in the Odyssey of the Mind World Finals. I said World Finals. Congratulations to the 8 district students who competed in the XCon 2019 Explorer competition in Las Vegas against other police explorers from around the country. The district police explorers competed on the weekend of June 8th and brought home 3 second-place trophies for events including active assailants, exigent circumstance, and unknown situations. San Bernardino City Unified School District Explorers did a phenomenal job exhibiting teamwork, trust, perseverance, and discipline. And kudos to Sergeant Alex Rea, Officers Raymond Cervantes, Garrett Riddle, and Alberto Sandoval for training the students. We're so grateful for their hard work and helping them to shine at that level. Congratulations to 8 San Bernardino High School students who were invited to participate in the International Thespian Festival after qualifying with the Thespian International Society membership and earning a superior rating at the California Thespian Competition, which is the highest possible score. Congratulations to them. We're so proud. And I also want to thank and compliment our staff for the flawless graduations. We had 3,286 students in the graduating class of 2019, and even a few more to come over the summer with the summer graduation. So wishing all of you students the best in your future endeavor. Then board, I also want to mention to you that we have a special opportunity granted to us by CEO John Mura of East Valley Water District. As you know, they're building the new water treatment facility right across the street from here. There's high interest on his end as a CEO to provide opportunities for our students and their families in some of these careers. These are high skill, high wage, environmentally sound and responsive jobs. And he says he can't find people locally to fill them. He's willing to create a pathway with us. We're looking at a housing a program in this school for an after-school program with Valley College and the school's partnership temporarily while we look into ways that we can build something more permanent together. But in preparation for his presentation to this board on our next meeting, July 16th, I'd like to bring an opportunity, this special invite only for you as a board. We can have all of you come. We just didn't need to know in advance. We would fly it as a meeting. But he is wanting to offer you an up-close personal tour of what those jobs are. It is on Wednesday, July 10th, which would be prior to our board meeting. Again, it's Wednesday, July 10th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Madam President Rosales Medina has confirmed already, and I'm wondering if some of you are able to confirm now, or if you could let us know you're interested. We can follow up with you to see if that date works for you. Again, it's Wednesday, July 10th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll get you the further details, but it is a tour of these very high-tech, high-skill jobs that could be available to our students and community. So do I have others that might be available for that? Visitor would be interested? Okay, Dr.
Yeah, I may do it.
Barbara
too.
Flores.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Gallo.
I know we
Again, it's from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
I know
So-
we got a workforce thing.
Say again?
But I think they may have postponed that.
Say again? I'm
I
sorry?
think there's a workforce committee that you
Okay,
and I are on.
very
but,
good. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But I think they postponed
Okay,
that, yeah.
so we got Dr. Hill. It's a walking tour, but we can help you with that. Yep. East Water Valley. We'll get you the details. Great. And if any others of you are interested or available, let us know. We'd love to have you. And then lastly, board, the day after our board meeting, July 17th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., I would like to have 2 to 3 members of the board to participate as a subcommittee to select our student board members for the 2019-20 school year. We have a number of really stellar candidates, and I would really like your voice in participation while we select these if you're available. That would be Wednesday, July 17th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Do I have any of you that might be interested? Yes, Wednesday, July 17th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Any of you might be interested in that? Ms. Rogers, we'll reach out to you, see if your calendar works. We'll let you know the day, the place. It will be Wednesday, July 17th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. We'll give you the location later. So, Ms. Rogers, do I have 1 or 2 more of you that might be interested? Okay, thank you, Dr. Flores. Of course, of course. No problem, understood. Some of you will be out of state, out of town. Thank you. Those are all my comments tonight.
Okay, great, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and 8.0 consent calendar. Can I have a motion before we
So
pull?
moved.
Second, okay.
Like to
So
pull
are there any items to be pulled?
8.58,
Hey, hold on.
8.59, and 8.60,
8.58, 8.59,
and 8.60.
and 8.60. I will also be pulling 8.30,
And 8.26.
8.26. Any other items?
8.19.
8.19. Okay. Let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Let's go to 8.19.
Madam President, I just wanted to recuse myself since I am an employee of San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools.
Okay.
And it is a monetary contract.
Okay.
You're supposed to walk
So-
out.
As he's scrolling out, I'll go ahead and read what it is. 8.19, renewal of the agreement with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, San Bernardino, California, to provide courier services to the district.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Motion carried. 8.20, renewal, oh wait, no, that's 8.26, 8.26.
Yeah, and I need to recuse myself. I'm the founder
Okay.
and CEO.
Okay. So as he's walking out, this is 8.26, agreement with Technical Employment Training, Inc., San Bernardino, California, to provide a manufacturing training program for Indian Springs High School.
So moved.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. 8.30.
Invite Mr. Gallo back in.
Mr. Gallo, you can come back. 8.30, renewal of the sponsorship with San Bernardino Community College District and San Bernardino Valley College, San Bernardino, California, for Pacific High School students to have concurrent enrollment for a certification as a heavy diesel mechanic. I pulled this item because as I'm getting involved with many of the various employment opportunities, and also within the environmental sustainability and quality, air quality, I found out that working in diesels not only impacts the health or the air quality, but also it impacts the health of those working in that environment. Also, when you look at career pathways, that's something that I am not supportive of. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's the reason why I am not in support of this. So let's go ahead and call for the vote.
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion? Further discussion? Okay. Let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. I say nay. So we have 1 nay. Okay. So 8.58. 8.58. All three of them, 8.58, 8.59, and 8.60. I need to read them.
Yeah, read them.
Hold on. Okay, I see
He has
now.
to state why.
Ratification.
Madam President,
Yes.
he has to state why he's recusing
Yeah, I
himself.
believe Mr. Tillman is on the board, and so of this organization,
Okay.
so he's.
Okay.
he's,
All right.
So ratification of the agreement with Center for Youth and Community Development, San Bernardino, California, to provide a summer day camp for district students. 8.59 is renewal of the agreement with Center for Youth and Community Development, San Bernardino, California, to provide additional staffing and comprehensive management and supervision of the before and after school CAPS programs, as well as 8.60, renewal of the agreement with Center for Youth and Community Development, San Bernardino, California, to provide comprehensive management and supervision of the before and after school CAPS programs at 13 district schools. Can I have a motion?
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Motion carried. I think we're done. Okay, so now let's go to 9. Yes, we did. We did all of them together.
Call Mr.
Mr.
Tillman
Tillman
back
can
in.
come back. So we're going to go to the action items. 9.0, 9.1, personnel report number 22, dated June 18th, 2019. Dr. Meisman.
As presented.
Okay. Be it resolved. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be it resolved that the board, that the personnel report number 22, dated June 18, 2019, is approved as presented. 8.2, 9.2, 2019-20 consolidated applications and reporting systems, CARS, spring submission. Can I have a motion?
So move.
Second, is there a second?
You have
First and second.
motion
Any-
by Scott Wyatt, second by
Okay.
Mike Gallo.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. 9.3, adoption of fiscal year 2019/20 budget. I need a motion.
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education adopts the fiscal year budget as presented. The fiscal year 2019 to 20 budget has been prepared and presented to the Board of Education for adoption on June 18, 2019. Be it further resolved that the budget as adopted reserves $21,267,381 for the cost of self-insured workers' compensation claims. So let's go to 9.4, adoption of the 2017-20 Local Control Accountability Plan, Draft 2018-2019, Annual Update, and 2019-2020 Plan.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, Madam President,
Yes.
just to clarify, I read in at the beginning of the agenda item that will label 9.26, and if we had included it in the agenda, it would follow this item as 9.5. And our reason for doing that is we wanted to add the item because of the subsequent need of doing so and the need for immediate action that came to our attention after the agenda was posted. So again, I'll read that to you out loud when we get to item 9.26, but just wanted to let you know it's related to this item around the LCAP, expressing the portion around the federal addendum. So it's basically the same language, but relative to the federal addendum for
Okay,
LCAP.
sounds good. Okay, any discussion? Okay, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education adopts the proposed 2017-20 Local Control Accountability Plan, Draft 2018-2019 Annual Update, and 2019-20 Plan Update. 9.5, amendment to Board Bylaws 9250, remuneration, reimbursements, and other benefits, first reading.
So moved.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education receives an amendment to Board Bylaws 9250 as the first reading. Let's see here, 9.6, resolution
We
to.
did that one
We already
last
did that
week.
one, so then let's see. 95, sorry.
Page 95.
9.7, approve material revision and Savant of the two Savant Preparatory Academy of Business Charter and adopt resolution effectuating that action.
And Mr. Tillman has recused himself because his
Okay.
daughter is part of this.
Okay, great,
Charter.
thank you. Did we get a motion?
Yes.
Okay, and we got
And
a
a
second.
second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved and ordered as follows. Number one, that the district board finds the above listed recitals to be true and correct and incorporates them herein by this reference. Number two, that the district board hereby approves the materially revised Savant charter for the remainder of the current charter term, which runs through and including June 30th, 2021. Let's go to 9.8, which says approval of the memorandum of understanding between San Bernardino Unified School District and certain charter schools for police services. Is that the name of the charter school? Certain? Oh, certain. Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, what is this? Okay. So, can I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the memorandum of understanding between San Bernardino Unified School District and, as mentioned earlier, certain charter schools for police services. So then, luckily I have it right here, 9.6, 9.9, I'm sorry. Approve the special education memorandum of understanding by and between San Bernardino Unified School District and Entrepreneur High School.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the special education memorandum of understanding by and between San Bernardino Unified School District and the charter school. 9.10, which approve the special education memorandum of understanding by and between San Bernardino Unified School District and the PAL Academy.
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the special education memorandum of understanding by and between San Bernardino Unified School District and the charter. 9.11, approve the special education memorandum of understanding by and between the San Bernardino Unified School District and Public Safety Academy. Public Safety Academy. Can I have a motion?
So move.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the special education memorandum of understanding by and between the San Bernardino Unified School District and the charter school. 9.12, which is approval of school plans for student achievement 2019-2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. All those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the single plans for student achievement. 9.13, which is Education Protection Account, EPA, spending plan for fiscal year 2019-2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. It is hereby resolved that the governing board of the San Bernardino Unified School District hereby authorizes for fiscal year 2019 to 2020 the monies received from the education protection account projected to be $63,802,168 shall be spent as required by Article 8, Section 36, and the spending determinations on how the monies will be spent shall be made in open session of a public meeting. Be it further resolved that the governing board of the San Bernardino Unified School District is compliance with Article 8, Section 36E with the California Constitution, hereby authorizes spending the monies received from the Education Protection Act on salaries and benefits of teachers. So the 9.14.
Madam President?
Can we
Oh,
take?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I was moving ahead.
I wanted to make a comment for the public. This is the 2% salary raise, 2% salary raise this year, and 2.5 salary raise this year, and 2% salary raise next year is the same raise that the teachers are getting. And since all our management are certificated, it's just in compliance with that agreement that we are approving
Okay.
all these items for our cabinet.
And therefore, I'd like to take 9.14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 all together. And I will just read the first line. Proposed increase to salary for superintendent, deputy superintendent, associate superintendent, business facilities and operations, assistant superintendent, continuous improvement, assistant superintendent for educational services, assistant superintendent for human resources, assistant superintendent for student services, and executive director, community engagement.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. Let's go to 9.22.
So moved.
Second.
No, that's because there's so many be resolved. Do you want me to go one by one? Did they? Oh,
It's all you combine Oh, you mean read the last
Hold on, let me read it, because I didn't see it. Where is that?
Page 144.
144. I don't have it on my sheet. No, I don't have the blue let me see. No,
It's
it's,
not
yeah,
in
just
there.
let me read it. Okay. Yeah.
What do you read?
So it says, be resolved that the Board of Education approves 2.5 salary increase effective July 1st, 2019, and another 2% salary increase effective July 1st, 2020 for the superintendent, deputy superintendent, associate superintendent, business, finance, and operations, assistant superintendents for continuous improvement, educational services, human resources, student services, and an executive director, and community engagement. Okay. Okay, great, thank you. No, it didn't have it in my notes, sorry. So let's go ahead and, in 9.22, there was a motion and there was a second. Any discussion? Let's go ahead and call for the vote, and this is for board ongoing initiatives and reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. 9.23, which is board ongoing initiatives, wait, hold on.
So
Board
moved.
top 10, so move. Yeah.
Board top 10, any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. 9.24, board follow-up.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. 9.25, future agenda items.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. 9.2, no, 10, 9,
I have
9.26. Go ahead, Dr.
Correct, yeah,
Morrison.
this is the one I read at the beginning of the meeting, and I'll just read it as follows. Adoption of the 2019-2020 Local Control and Accountability Plan Federal Addendum. A public hearing for the proposed 2019-2020 federal addendum reflecting stakeholder input was held at the Board of Education meeting on June 4th, 2019. It's recommended that the following resolution be adopted. Be it resolved that the Board of Education adopts the proposed 2019-2020 federal addendum.
So moved.
Okay, great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Motion carried. 10.0, summary of board requests. Dr. Volkemer.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few this evening, Board. Number one is to agendize the continuity of pathways, and that would include the discussion around Norton and its the possibility of going K-8, or at least improving the services in the subsequent schools. Number two, meet with ICUC representatives in regard to the issue related to combination classes, and that needs to occur prior to our next board meeting of 7/16. Agendize ICUC's two issues, both the combination class issue and the HEART team issue on the 7/16 agenda. Investigate the post related to elementary furniture and bring back information to the Board of Education. And then finally make the ethnic studies curriculum available to the board. That's all I came up with.
Okay, great, thank you. With that, let's go ahead and 11.0. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, yay. And so then, board meeting adjourned. Our next board meeting will be July 16th at 5:30 here at the Indian Springs Multipurpose Room. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. We did good tonight. We'll see you then. Good night.